Okay, this is a quick, hopefully quick tutorial. This will be take 2. I had my settings completely wrong in OBS. This is all about how I take a game file in OBS, edit it out, and a little tip with Handbrake, test quality before I upload it to YouTube. It's going to use Shotcut. It's actually going to use these programs. This is going to be the test file, which is an actual file I recorded. It's going to use Audicity if it needs it, which in this case it doesn't. That's simply for noise removal. In this case, it doesn't need it. Free video volume booster, I'll explain. Handbrake, that's going to be our last step. First step is going to be using Davinci Reslove, and then our main editing. My main editing is going to be in Shotcut. But OBS is set up to output. I don't stream. I cough too much. Recording, it's locked in because I'm actually recording now. Recording format MP4. I have 2 audio tracks. Encoder X264 19. I do just a constant bit rate of 12,000 kilobits per second. Well, I do that now. As of this video. The thing I hate about OBS is 320 is the highest you can get on your audio. But anyways, that's OBS side. This is part of OBS. This is my noise canceling. So if you hear robotic sounds, everything under this red line is canceled out. It doesn't really do a great job just subtracting. It kind of like fuzzles it. But this is a pretty noisy mic, so this is a great plug-in. So I'll do it real quick. There, I just readjusted what's going to be canceled out. So there's that. This is an awesome plugin, really it is. And I found out using this headset mic I thought was really awesome. It ain't. So first thing is we're going to open up Resolve. Nope, I'm wrong. This is not the first thing we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is open this in VLC. Now the problem with VLC, now this is a multitrack MP4 on the audio side, it always defaults to the first audio track. So I got to change my audio track in VLC because I'm paying attention to the mic right now. Single player, actually completed it. Definitive edition. I don't hear any noise that I need to remove. Money I can spend on games. There's nothing really in the voice track. I'm just gonna get right onto it. Talent. I don't know if this applies in this game or not. Alright, so I don't have to use Audicity. We can go to remove noise. That was a surprisingly clean mic channel. And plus, if it was a little dirty, the game audio would cover that up. So we're going straight to Resolve, which I already started loading. And these were all my old attempts. All my old attempts at using Resolve and not liking their output. So I'm going to open an untitled project. Don't know why 16.1 beta goes into here, but whatever. Edit. So I'm just going to drag this right down to the timeline. Or not. My mouse really freaking sucks. I do not want to go to the Microsoft Store. Bye-bye. Now, okay, different settings. Like this is a 60 frames per second setting. I think this is set for 30 frames per second. I want to change it. So now Davinci is set for a 60 frames per second project. Now, whoop. There's both my audio channels. This is game audio. This is mic audio. Let's go to the end. I'm actually going to save here. See? Game and mic. Alright, the only thing I'm concerned about here is the mic audio. Right now. So the mic audio, what I'm going to do, I have to mute the main game audio. I'm going to Fairlight. And here is the main game audio. Let's see if I can find it somewhere towards the end. I'm going to do a DeEsser. So I'm just going to get right onto it. I'm going to do story, single player, classic. Right there. Story, single player, classic. Those are Essers. I'm going to add the Esser. This is default. DeEsser is on. There's aggressive. Wonder how that would sound. Single player, classic. Huh. Compared to my voice, which I'm pretty sure is completely wrong. Classic. Single player, classic. Single player, I'm going to do story, single player, classic. I'm going to do story, single player, classic. Single player, classic. I'm going to have to mess around with aggressive. My voice will work for now. So I close that. This FX means that DeEsser is there. I don't really care about anything else over here. I'll do all of that in Audicity or Shotcut. So now, going to deliver. I have this muted, so I'm going to deliver no video. I want to set the audio out. I always use WAV files. Linear PCM because I don't know what the other one is. And 32. File. Audio. Browse. Always goes there. I want to send it to this, and I'll send it as mic.wave. And it's going to do the entire timeline. So add to render queue, start render. Now notice how I'm completely locked out. I can't do anything in Davinci, anything at all, because this is not a separate process. It's all tied to this. So, well, yeah. Okay, so now load into Shotcut. We make a new project. Now, we need to bring both the video file in and don't try to play that. The mic audio file in. Alright. So this is actually the main video file here, and this is in the source player. So if I just wanted, if I edited all this stuff down here and I wanted to actually render off only a section of the video, right there is the out point, right here is the in point. So if I render, no matter what I've done down here, it will take all this into account. It will only render this part, but you have to set it at the source point. Then you have to set it for when you render, just to render the in-out points. But just a quick tip there on that. So I bring this down first, and maybe this will work this time without slowing to a crawl. It didn't last time. I want to detach the audio, so that's going to give me my game audio as a separate audio, so I can muck with that if I choose. Now I'm going to lock both of these, because I've had very bad things happen with Shotcut. When don't lock these down, they cannot be edited, they can't be moved, they can't be deleted, nothing can happen to them. So I got to make a new audio track. Go ahead and bring this down right there. Now, it's important that your timeline indicator is at the front of the track when you do this, because I do this all the time. If it's at the back of the track and I'm trying to add audio, it wants to add the audio wherever this white line is. So that's pretty important. Now I can unlock these two and see if my computer's going to come to a crawl. Yeah, it does seem like it's going to. I just don't get it. Single player. It's good enough for what I want to do. I'm having a problem because this laptop is a piece of junk and I'm recording at a high bit rate on OBS. So essentially, what I want to do first is set my audio levels for game audio and mic audio. The reason I want to set my audios to their respective decibel first is because it makes everything easier when you start going in and chopping things up. And this is the reason. Let's bring this over here. This is part of the cutscene. And I'll highlight the game, and I'll hit S to split this clip. Nah, let's do this first. Undo. Gonna keep all that. I'm gonna go to filters. I want to add. Oh, fine, select you. Oh, gotta love Shotcut. Oh crap, that reminds me. Everything's set up, ready to go. I got an asterisk up here. Shotcut is crashy, so save. So I want to go to audio. I want to do a gain and volume. So let's say I want the game audio at raised by 18.3 decibels. That's definitely raised. So right now, this entire selection is at 18.3 decibels. So I'm going to split this to make it individual. So this is 18.3 decibels. This is 18.3 decibels. Now let's go ahead and just make that minus 41 decibels. This is still 18.3 decibels because it's not part of this anymore. This is very important. This whole thing I'm saying right now is the reason why you want to set your main audio levels first. So let's just undo that whole thing. And I'll go ahead and give this a boost by, I don't know, 3 decibels. And this one I want to add, since that's going 3 decibels, I want to give this one maybe 7. And the way I test that is like this guy. No. Okay, that's my voice.
Groggy, are we? Don't.
Man, it works just fine before.
Easy now.
Quite the swagger on that one.
There. I think I'm good. Voice is a little bit higher than game. I like my game to be booming. The important thing about audio is you don't want to set it too loud. It doesn't matter if it's too soft when you render it out. That can always be fixed later using either the audio gain in Handbrake or this free video volume booster. Now, this is what I originally found to use. Anyways, it's very fast, very simple, doesn't touch the quality of your video. It just boosts the audio. So you can do the same thing in Handbrake, I found out, which is why I stopped using that, because of my trick in Handbrake. Okay, so the first thing I do when I edit a video is I always have slack at the front. From that slack, I can get a noise profile to use in Audicity if I need to reduce the noise in the mic audio. And I always catch a lead anyways, because just the way it works. So I want to cut this slack out. All of this is slack. I know specifically where I want to cut. Okay. Right about there, actually. This is your per second, microsecond, micro manager on the timeline to move it forward and back just to the right spot. I'm going backwards now to the start of this, right there, one forward. That's where I want to cut it and start my video. So I'll go to the video, hit S to split it, highlight this. I don't have to worry about cutting these because I have ripple edits across all tracks, which can be dangerous if you have tracks down here that you want to preserve. Say I don't want to cut this one. Let's try it. I'm going to block this. So this cut should not affect that track. So I'll remove, and there you go. It did not affect the track. Undo, unlock, and remove. Everything moved. Everything that was not locked down moved that way. So now the beginning has that whoosh. There's a lot of other stuff I can do in here. I'm going to show you one other edit that I go over my mic track like a fine-tooth comb, which is the reason I cannot stream, because I cough so much. I got a cough right about there, I think. That's why I love these little peaks. I like the ones in Resolve better when they decide to work, but these work. These are perfect. Yeah, there's my cough. So to get rid of that, I know where it is now. So plus in to make it a little easier to work with. Be wary of these scroll bars. They can really get away from you in Shotcut. You're at a really high magnification. You touch this scroll bar without using the little arrows. This thing, you can get completely lost, and you're like, where the hell am I in this? It's a nightmare. It's a mess. Just be careful and be aware. All right, that's where the game audio starts. That's where my cough ends. So I'll split there. What's that? I want to keep the and I'll split that. Now, I don't cut this. I don't remove it. I lift it. Boom. Blank space. Cough is now gone. Alright. Minus. Okay, that's, I think, all the editing. Because this thing is going so laggy because of the recording, this is how I pretty much edit everything. Luckily on this one, I don't have to cut through all 3 tracks and manipulate them back and forth. But every single edit in Shotcut is basically what I've already shown you right here. Trimming, cutting, like I got to trim off the tail end here. Like that. That's where I was saving the game. Alright, so I want it to end.
From the intro.
I want to do it right there. That's where I want the end of the video. So stop. I'm sorry, split. It's really getting slow. Come on, you can do a right click. Remove. Now, that is my end of my video. I want the fade to start.
I'm actually going to save here.
I want the fade. You grab that little circle thing and you go right there. That's the fade. The simple way to do it. You can also do it in filters if you want.
Not even edited it and uploaded it.
Oh my god, this is just crawling.
I get a copyright violation.
You know, this whole, okay, there goes the fade.
The music.
And so yeah. I'm going to go all the way to the beginning. Get that little highlight thing and bring it out. So I have another fade at the beginning. You can also do this. Yeah, with audio if you want. By the way, I'm having so many problems with this. I don't think it has to do with ABS, the stuttering. I think something happened to the file. But I started with it, so I'm going to finish with it. Because it's the only one I got that I haven't actually edited. I have the edited version. This is the original raw version. So you still got this. You can fade out your audio. This allows you to basically do that. Extend that. You can do some weird stuff with that. This is all the basics. Okay. I think I am ready to go ahead and, like, what's that? Oh, this is mic audio. Now, right there, since this whole thing is a cutscene, I'm not concerned about this audio, since when it's rendered out, it's all going to be combined. And this top audio is a higher volume than this audio. But say I want to get rid of all mic audio after this.
No.
I just highlight this, split. Where are we? Minus. Where's that other split? Right there. Cutscene, and somewhere around here. Oh, that is the entire. That's where I cut out the cough. And it's already selected, so I can just remove that. Oh, crap. Undo. That's why I don't want to remove it. I want to lift it. Lift. Boom. Now, that is completely silent on the mic end. It's all game audio. And I hate these freaking headphones. I have to save. Alright. So this is pretty much all I had to do on this video. This was just a part. I was testing the equipment. I have more to add to this video. Let's see if I can make that work. Typically what I would do is lock all these up, and I'd create a video track, and which would end up here, of course. I would add, let's see, where's that other file? Well, let's say this is another file. I go ahead and add this, but I want to add it right there. There is a way to do this on this without having it locked. I wonder if I can actually move it. Yeah, boom, right there. Now you can edit, and I can get rid of this remove track, unlock this. Let's try to detach this audio. Oh, perfect, it worked. This is great. Now the reason I'm showing this, I'd have to, of course, and render off the audio of the clip I was going to put here, and then I would just add the audio. Right. Track is locked. This is the scary part. Unlock that track, please. Please don't do anything bad. Okay, I can't select it, which means I can't remove it. Oh, this is the scary part. Alright. Oh, come on, mouse. Work. Damn it. Fuck. Shit. There. Undo. There is a way to do this. But the workaround, for me, I'd just make another audio track. That would be the mic. And continue on from there. Just showing you a more complicated way when you stop recording and then you resume a recording at a later time and you want to edit those together. I usually will edit completely this part, then I'll add this part and edit that. So, delete. You're locked. Delete. There we go. Alright, so now all this gets to be rendered out. So hit the export. I did show some filters. Yeah, you can also, when you're playing around, you look at these meters. If it gets way up here, and you're typically right around here, you can add a limiter. It's under audio. Limiter there. And these lines represent your limiters. I want to limit it to -18. Or maybe they don't. Hell, I don't know. It's stuff to play around with. Typically it does work. If it's unchecked, it's off, so you don't have to remove it, but I'm going to remove it. So to render this out, go all the way to the front. I for some reason, there's no audio left in there, but I do have that second track hidden, this track hidden in there somewhere. I turn off audio there. Audio on here, audio on here. Export. Advanced. Video is going to be 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9. Frames per second is 60. You can change this if you want to 30, whatever you want. I just leave it at 60. Or whatever this is it should be whatever that is. Which this is... Where's properties? There it is. This is 60 frames per second format, Japanese. 420p. I have no idea what any of that means. That could be some of my problems. I don't know what any of that means. Audio is 4800. Alright. Back to export. Codec. I'm gonna do HEV. This is X2 265 hardware. Check to use hardware, and obviously if I check it, the codec goes back to X264, which is software. Checking it, it stays at X264, but goes to hardware X264. So that brings it back, because you hit this. No, not that. You hit this, and it's, oh my god, it's what the so I like the simple stuff. This is going to be a percentage. 45 isn't that great. I like to change, because this is second compression. OBS is first compression. This is going to be second compression, and it's probably going to be third compressed in Handbrake. So I want a constant bit rate. 12 million is fine. I want to keep it as high a bit rate as possible, but with a decent enough file size. I just leave all this as it is. Now the GOP is interesting. The lower the GOP, the more quality. Actually, I'm going to half that. 150. No, let's do 50. The lower the GOP, the more high quality, but also larger your file size is going to be. The higher the GOP, the smaller it's going to be, the less quality. It's still something I'm messing around with, but I'm actually going to save this file and do a test render at 50 GOP and 300. But that's for my own curiosity. Audio is important. 256 is default. I go 384. Average bitrate I think is fine. Codec. Handbrake, I've tried AAC, I've tried AC3. Handbrake still calls it an unknown codec. I guess if you knew what you were doing, which I don't, you could do stuff there. I think everything's good to go. So export file. More test is the default name, which, by the way, cancel. There's an asterisk. Save. Don't need a crash at this point, because I don't know when I last saved. Export file. And so I'm just going to call it more test and save it. Now, this is actually running right now. What's really awesome about Shotcut? It's got 2 minutes left. I can still muck around in here. I can still slice. And it doesn't do much good at the beginning of a video, though. I can move this over. I happen to realize there's a strange piece of audio down here or whatever. I can still edit everything out. This is a completely separate process. Whatever you throw at it is what it's going to use, not what you're editing at the time after the fact, which is really freaking cool. All right. After this, we go and I show you my trick in Handbrake. Okay, it is done rendering. It took 2 minutes and 54 seconds because of hardware acceleration. If I did this in software, it would probably take about 10, 11 minutes. And that's where it's saved at. So, quick save. No, I need Handbrake. Alright, now in Handbrake, I'm going to grab that file, captures temp more test, which is right here. Just drag it right there. Alright, so Shotcut doesn't matter at this point. It's done. That file doesn't exist to it anymore. So I'm leaving Shotcut up. Align AV start is by default. Dimensions 1920 by 1080. I've seen weird things here, so you always want to check that. I never mess with any of this. Filters, I don't know why, I just turn these off. Video, I'm gonna do H.265 frame rate, same as source. Average bit rate, I want an average bit rate of, we'll try 10,000. I think I need another 0. Now this is actually, okay, I don't have to worry about overwriting the file because I'm going to have a different file name. This is important. You have to save this because of this trick. So I kind of got stuff set up here. Audio, I always forget this. It defaults to 160. I go to 384. See, unknown AAC. It's going to go to an AAC, which I guess is fine. This down arrow brings you to gain. So if I do, well, let me get rid of this subtitle. I don't like that there. Using these particular inputs here, audio, I got it fixed. Gain 0. I go to preview. I want to find a good audio spot to listen to, which I think is the last one. I'll set the duration to 10 seconds. Live preview.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough.
Oh, I need 30 seconds. Because it has both her speaking and my saying, that's quite the swagger. Because I'm going to upload the preview file that this makes to a private video on YouTube, and using nerd stats be able to adjust the gain volume in Handbrake.
Still a...
Quite the swagger on that one.
That works. And this is the actual when it did a live compile. So when you are actually seeing that preview, that is the output of the entire file. And I'll show you, like, that was gain 0. I'm going to try it with actually a gain 10. So back to preview, live preview. Because YouTube uses the LUF system, LUF, whatever.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry.
Quite the swagger.
Yeah, that's fine. I think my mic audio is a little too loud. But here's the preview. 37,127 kilobytes. Kilobits? No, it's capital B. That's byte. So, really, 30? Yeah, it's 32 meg, or 36 megs. This can also give you a general idea of how big the file size is. Will be if you're into math, and I can't do math. So what I'm going to do now that I have this, I'm going to go ahead and load up my YouTube channel, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so what we're going to do here, and yes, my views are really low. My subscribers are basically that number right there. I don't really care. We're going to I'm going to create, upload video. And this is standard stuff here. I'm going to upload this small test file that is going to be an exact duplicate of the compressed file that will be coming out of Handbrake, if I choose to do that. What is that file size? Oh, that's actually not bad. I probably wouldn't Handbrake this, but this was not the entire episode 1. That was just like the first 5 minutes. So more test preview. Next, private, done. Now, this is going to take a while to upload, so we'll get back to it when it's done. I have a slow connection. Alright, so we're done. I'm done finally uploading. All I do here is go in, and I don't care about anything else. I click the link on all my videos.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough.
That's 1080.
Easy now, no need to hurry.
What's it look like in
Get
360?
your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Main thing I want to show you here is about the audio. Stats for nerds. 31% at a volume normalized, 31% at a 31% content loudness minus 15.2. 100% content loudness minus 15.2. So ideally, I want this around minimum minus 9. So I know I can pump another 10 in here. I'll go to Handbrake, Audio, Gain. I'd do 20. And then I would redo the preview. I'd probably change some other settings because this is also how I can see what the quality of the video is like. And then I would basically close this. I got all the information I want right now. Close this. Go back. Check it. More actions. Bye-bye. I understand. Delete forever. Then I go back into Handbrake. Preview. I'd make another 30-second live preview using the upped audio. And I'd probably mess with the video settings. I didn't really like that at 360.
So, still a bit groggy, are we?
Yeah, that's pretty loud. That will work. But I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. I already know I need 20 gain. So I've decided the quality of more test. So is fine. I don't see on this.
Still a bit groggy, are we?
I mean, I can't get
Don't
any
worry,
better
the sedative
quality than this because this is what came out of our second compression. So the file size, I guess, is okay because this is just a test. But this is how I know I could actually add more gain because I have this. So I knew I had minus 15 decibels. And that was with plus 10 gain. So on this, I would free volume booster, which is actually free. Sounds like a scam, but it works. I'll take more test, add that file. Now I'm going to settings. Output folder is this folder I just created, new folder. Output name, it's new, just tax new onto the file name. Or I guess this uses FFmpeg somehow. I haven't deciphered any of that. Audio codec, it's going to change it to AC3 from whatever it is. You can do not change. Bitrate's fine. Sample rate's fine. Volume, I want to bring that up to 20 decibels. And it's pretty simple. Just optimize. Makes a really annoying sound. And there is. So, I found a preset. These are fun. Joy! That raises every audio. All audio, since this file is now only has one track of audio on it. Combined mic and gain. So, I could actually bring this back into Handbrake. Set my save as file name, do a preview, and then upload that preview, and using stats for nerds, check what my audio is like at the end of the line. And that 33% that was originally up there, that was on the audio slider. You can actually look into what all that means if you want. It's important that at 100%, you're not in the positive, because that means YouTube is actually crunching your audio, softening, turning down your audio, and that could have more harm than good. So you'll want to try, I try to say somewhere between 0 and -9. Any place around there, I'm happy. I don't want anybody to have to crank up all their volumes to hear a video. I want them to actually have to turn crap down a little bit, which is probably why I don't have any views, but screw it. Anyways, this is my little process. And I'm not saying I'm good at compression. I am absolutely horrible about compression. I'm much better than I used to be. So if anybody has any tips for compression settings, hit me up in the comments. I would appreciate any advice whatsoever. Everybody have a great day.